My girlfriend said I need space. Don't contact me for a while, then posted vacation photos with her. The words echoed in my head. A cold dismissal, delivered over a crackling phone line just yesterday. Her voice strained, but firm, insisting she needed time alone to figure things out, pleading with me not to call or text while she processed her feelings. My heart had ached then, a dull throb of confusion and worry, imagining her sad and contemplative somewhere quiet. So I respected her request, silencing my desperate need for reassurance, forcing myself to give her the space she demanded, my phone untouched for agonizing hours. The shock hit me like a physical blow when, scrolling mindlessly through social media late that same evening, my feed exploded with vibrant, sun-drenched images. Her radiant face beaming, turquoise water stretching endlessly behind her, the unmistakable silhouette of palm trees framing a scene of pure paradise. My breath caught, the air suddenly thick and hard to pull into my lungs. This wasn't quiet contemplation. This was Bali, a destination we dreamed about visiting together someday, a fantasy she'd whispered about just weeks ago. Nausea churned in my gut as my trembling finger zoomed in on one particular photo. Her head tilted back in laughter, an unfamiliar, tanned arm possessively draped over her bare shoulder, fingers grazing her collarbone in a gesture far too intimate for friends. Panic surged, cold and sharp. Was that him? The just a coworker she'd casually mentioned months back, the one whose late-night text she'd brushed off as work emergencies, the one she had assured me meant absolutely nothing? I tried to call her, my thumb jabbing frantically at her name, but the call died instantly, plunging straight into the sterile void of her voicemail without a single ring, confirming she'd blocked me. Seconds later, a single icy text appeared. "I told you I needed space. Please respect that." The casual cruelty of it, the sheer audacity of posting that lavish getaway while silencing me, ignited a fury that burned alongside the crushing pain. Frantically, I scrolled through the comments beneath her joyful posts, a public display of her private betrayal, landing on one that made my blood run cold. Couple goals, posted by an account I didn't recognize, tagged alongside his profile. A profile filled with gym selfies and cryptic quotes about finding real connection. My sister, sitting beside me on the couch, snatched the phone from my shaking hand, her eyes widening in dawning horror as she scanned the images. "Oh my God, Liam! That's definitely him! The guy from her office Christmas party? The one she swore was just a friend she barely talked to?" Her words confirmed my worst fear, a sucker punch to my already reeling senses. The deception wasn't spontaneous. It was calculated, stretching back months, maybe longer, built on a foundation of lies she'd carefully constructed. The betrayal deepened, twisting into something darker, more humiliating. How many secret lunches, flirty messages, stolen moments had happened right under my nose while she played the loving girlfriend? Driven by a desperate, masochistic need for the truth, I plunged down a digital rabbit hole, uncovering deleted tagged photos from months ago, showing them together at concerts I knew nothing about. Uncovering cryptic tweets hinting at a forbidden office romance, each discovery a fresh wound, each piece of evidence a hammer blow to my trust. The final gut punch came unexpectedly, a call from her mother later that evening. Her voice was hesitant, laced with pity that scraped raw against my nerves. "Liam, honey," she began softly. "Sarah, she hasn't been happy for quite some time. Months, really. She kept saying she didn't know how to tell you, didn't want to hurt you." "Hurt me?" This wasn't hurt. This was annihilation. A public spectacle of my naivety. A vacation funded, I suddenly realized, partly by the money I'd lent her for her car repairs last month. Rage, white-hot and blinding, consumed me. I stormed through our shared apartment, yanking drawers open, grabbing every item of hers I could find, clothes, books, the horrid ceramic vase her aunt made, and hurling them haphazardly into cardboard boxes, a physical purge of her toxic presence, my hands shaking violently with adrenaline and grief. The sharp, insistent chime of the doorbell cut through the furious silence like a knife. I wrenched the door open, ready to unleash my fury on some oblivious delivery person, and froze. There she stood, Sarah, looking tanned and rested, yet her eyes were red-rimmed, tears already tracing paths down her cheeks. "Liam," she choked out, her voice thick with apparent remorse, "I messed up. So bad. It wasn't supposed to happen like this, I swear." But before I could react, before the torrent of accusations could erupt from my lips, he materialized from the shadows behind her, leaning casually against the doorframe, that same infuriating smirk playing on his lips as it had in the Bali photos. "Hey man, look, this is awkward, but we really need to talk." The sheer brazen disrespect of him showing up at my home, with her, after everything, ignited an inferno within me. My vision tunneled, the rage a living thing roaring in my ears. "Get out!" I roared, the sound raw and guttural, slamming the door with such force the frame shook, the deadbolt clicking into place with finality, locking out the physical manifestation of my shattered world. Leaning back against the cool wood, gasping for breath, my phone buzzed insistently in my pocket. With numb fingers, I pulled it out, bracing for another plea or another lie. It was a notification. She'd just posted again. A fresh photo loaded. Sarah and him, cheek to cheek, radiant smiles plastered on their faces, a breathtaking sunset painting the sky behind them. The caption below was a knife twisted deep. "When the universe finally brings you to your real soulmate. Bali magic, heart, #blessed, #new beginnings." The screen swam before my eyes, the cheerful emojis and hashtags, a grotesque mockery of the 5 years we'd shared, the plans we'd made, the love I genuinely believed in. The humiliation was complete, a public execution of our relationship, broadcast for mutual friends and strangers to gawk at. How could I have been so utterly blind, so trusting? The self-loathing threatened to drown me, a tidal wave of regret and shattered self-esteem. Then, cutting through the suffocating despair, a single sharp chime, a direct message, not from her, not from him, from an unknown number, devoid of a profile picture, just a blank void. The message was stark, electrifying, a lifeline thrown into the abyss. "She's playing you, both of you. I have proof, everything. Meet me tomorrow. You deserve the truth." The world stopped. Proof? Of what? Playing both of us. The cryptic words hung in the digital silence, shattering the narrative I thought I understood, throwing everything into terrifying, tantalizing doubt. The devastation was momentarily eclipsed by a surge of cold, focused adrenaline. The slammed door wasn't the end. The soulmate post wasn't the final word. The real drama, the tangled web of lies far deeper and darker than a simple vacation betrayal, was only just beginning, and I was ready to tear it all apart.